Opening day overreactions for every MLB team. The euphoria of opening day is here, and while nothing much can be truly gleaned from the first contests of a 162-game season, small samples are just too damn tempting to ignore. Research tells us small samples mean very little and that all players will regress to the mean, whether it's the swelling of an ops that is simply too low or the shrinking of an era that is just too high to be sustainable, even for the Baltimore Orioles. But what if this is the year that small samples actually do matter? What if we made full? Let's react to every team's season opener and ignore the fact that these predictions are, in fact, unbelievably outlandish. Arizona Diamondbacks, the highest single-season era since the beginning of the 20th century, currently belongs to Les Sweetland, who posted a 7.71 mark over 167 innings back in 1930. Well, Atlanta Braves batting in the top 4 of this potent lineup is truly puzzling, especially after the outfielder went 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts in the leadoff spot on opening day. Among players with Baltimore Orioles, if there's a team that can go 0-162, it's the Orioles, and they did nothing to assuage that thought in their opening game against the Yankees. The 1819 Boston Red Sox. After the first game of the season, there's no way around it, the Red Sox are feeling the hangover, allowing a dozen runs to the reimagined Mariners. Can Boston bounce? Chicago Cubs moving to shortstop was just what the Cubs needed all along. The middle infielder, Chicago White Sox, just needed to move to third base to live up to the #1 prospect hype. The 23-year Cincinnati Reds, with top prospect injured and in the minors, the Reds turned to literal reliever to play center field, and it wasn't even part of a Lorenzen played. Cleveland Indians pitching and run prevention will be crucial to Cleveland's success after the Indians mustered 2 hits against and the division rival Twins in a 2-0 loss. His team is some Colorado Rockies, and the top 3 hitters in Colorado's lineup, who are collectively owed more than $300 million, went a combined 1 for 15. Meanwhile, Detroit Tigers is an ace again. Carrying a perfect, Houston Astros' elite contact abilities came in handy on opening day. The outfielder went Kansas City Royals. What you need to know about the Royals is that their PR department apologized for the rain delay that prevented their game from starting on time, and free admission to another game for any opening day ticket holder. They can't control. Los Angeles Angels. If hit a home run in every single one of his 4 trips to the plate on Thursday, the Angels would have won 5-4. Instead, the Los Angeles Dodgers has finally arrived. The utility man, Miami Marlins. Who needs when you've got the new Marlins catch? Milwaukee Brewers' remarkable game-sealing catch stole a home run from, as well as the opening day headlines. The Brewers center, Minnesota Twins, signed late in the winter, is now responsible for scoring 100% of the Twins' runs after hitting a bases-clearing double in the 7th. The utility man, New York Mets' Brodie Van Wagenen, absolutely fleeced the Mariners by acquiring and in exchange for Cano's first. New York Yankees move over, and every other impossibly skilled slugger in the Yankees lineup, because is the best hitter in the Bronx. With Judge and Stant, Oakland Athletics and will go undefeated so long as they only pitch at home. The fly ball official, Philadelphia Phillies. Turns out the best outfielder the Phillies added this offseason was definitely the leadoff man. Pittsburgh Pirates. Not a single player in the Pirates lineup registered more than 1 hit, as 5 different hitters combined for the team's 5 hits. Has any team ever? San Diego Padres. Not is the best Padres player since Tony Gwynn. And, honest, San Francisco Giants. Good is back, but that, unfortunately, doesn't fix all the Giants' problems. The left-hander Seattle Mariners just hand the AL MVP award to already dating back to the J Street. Louis Cardinals. The Tampa Bay Rays. It didn't take long for the Rays to take the lead with a leadoff homer from, but reigning Cy Young winner just couldn't contain the Astros lineup. Could, though. Texas Rangers alert pitching change hater Rob Manfred, as the Rangers will now top his list of pace of play violators. Texas made a Toronto Blue Jays. Look, the baseball gods have spoken. the Blue Jays won, Washington Nationals will steal no fewer than 450 bases, breaking Rickey Henderson's single-season record by more than 300. Copyright 2019 Score Media Ventures Incorporated. All rights reserved. Related slideshow. Best of the 2019 MLB season provided by MN.
Raindrop, drop top, top smoking, no cooking the hot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that.